Is Krishna Bharat in the session?
I think he joined, sir.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Give me
No,
a 1 minute, sir. Sorry for interrupting you. Chaitra, can you go with the slide share, a professional slide share? Click the enable editing, then go with the click
Okay, ma'am.
enable editing. Yeah. Slideshow is there. Check once. In that, yeah. After animation, there is a slideshow. Yeah, slideshow. Click on that. Yeah, first one from the beginning, you go. Yeah. Perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah.
yeah,
Over to you, sir.
this is very good, very good. I've been associated with APA since its formation. I was there in the formative meeting, which was held in Guntur. And that moment onwards, as and when I find time, I'm happy with associate with people like you who are doing great service. And happiness is the most talked about topic today. When John Hopkins University surveyed and verified sites visited on the internet, after porn sites, it is the sites which pertain to happiness are most visited. And that shows us how people badly are seeking to be happy. There is a saying, uh, people search everywhere on the globe, in the cosmos, across the galaxies, seeking happiness. And ultimately, those who realize find it within oneself. So that's the beauty of happiness. And this slide shows happiness is not a destination. It is there all along the way. Everyday life, besides triggering other emotions like success, failure, disappointment, encouragement, appreciation, criticism, besides all these things, there are opportunities for everyone to seek happiness in everything. And in this context, I would like to draw your attention to how Indian uh, concept of happiness is different from that of the other world, rest of the world. For the past 2 days, I have been listening to lectures from APA in this platform. And also we read a lot of research, surveys, articles. Most of them refer to and cite Western researchers. Western psychology is exclusively an independent topic and domain. Whereas when it comes to Eastern context, philosophy, theology, and psychology are interwoven. I repeat, when it comes to Eastern way of thinking, behavior, patterns, theology, philosophy, and the psychology are interwoven. Here, it's difficult to separate psychology from philosophy. It's difficult to separate psychology from theology. A few months ago, there was a controversy when Garikapati Narasimharao Garu, the most famous speaker on theology, made a categorical statement. And what did he say? Psychological problems have to be addressed by the one who is suffering from the problem. No psychologist, no psychiatrist can solve them. And he challenged. That was taken differently by the fraternity of psychiatry and psychology families. A lot of discussion, heated arguments took place. And finally, from both sides, there has been retreat. It's a happy ending. Whether we agree with that statement or not, the truth is, Indian way of life is more or less ingrained, rather programmed, by being born happy. The Western concept is human beings are basically instinct driven, they are egoistic, they are self seeking, they are aggressive, and they are selfish. Even Maslow's uh, concept of self actualization, which shows 5 or 6 layers, also shows that. And most of the Western psychologists and philosophers talk about it. Basically, man is selfish. He seeks gratification, satisfaction, and all research is based on basically this concept. Whereas Indian philosophy often talks about the theory of karma. If you're happy, it's because of your karma in the successive previous lives. If you're unhappy, it is because of your karma in your previous lives. Whereas Buddhism says everybody is born compassionate. Everybody is born with an intent of altruism. Everybody is born with compassion. This is basically the Buddhist preamble on which they built various things. And when it comes to Buddhism, Buddhism says there is sorrow in the world. In simple times, I present. When we get into depth, it's much larger concept. There is sorrow in the world, the four basic truths that Buddhism advocates. There is sorrow in the world. It has a cause. It can be removed. There is a way to remove it. This is how Buddhism talks about how to feel happiness by removing the cause of grief or sorrow. When it comes to Indian context, Indian philosophy says it's the sum total of your karma during your previous lives that determines whether you are happy or unhappy. Whereas if we study Freud and other Western philosophers, they talk about unconscious mind, subconscious mind, which is largely built over because of our previous deeds, thoughts, and talk. However, seeking happiness doesn't have to go through a long journey of so much stress, anxiety, and effort. There are simple ways one can be happy. And what are these simple ways? Modern life is made of lot of anxiety, stress, problems, challenges. So these are quite natural. Every day we undergo failures, successes, moments of satisfaction, moments of dissatisfaction, moments of achievement, moments of failures. This is an interplay. Every day we come across these fluctuating emotions we undergo. However, we can make the emotion of happiness our default emotion. And precisely today's topic is this. Uh, I work with the Center for Social Psychology, Andhra Pradesh, acting as its president. Our domain is to research, formulate, develop, propagate policies which empower common people. Common man, everyday life of a common man is a challenging task. So there are ways common man can be empowered, and that is our area of research and our area of work. Next slide, please. We should understand the difference between happiness and pleasure. Anandam, santosham, these are intermittently used in our everyday life. Happiness, we very loosely use. Happiness is different from pleasure. Pleasure pertains to gratifying senses. When I see a beautiful scene, a picture of a flowing river, valleys, mountains, I feel happy. It can be called pleasure. When I see a human being beautiful, it's pleasure. When I eat my favorite food, it is pleasure. It gratifies my appetite, my palate. So that's pleasure. So actions which gratify our senses are pleasures, whereas happiness pertains to heart. There is no material there, but we feel an emotion of gratification, satisfaction. We feel happy, and it's a choice. Next slide, please. This is since all the participants are more or less psychologists, they are pretty well, you're all pretty well aware of stress, anxiety, and what causes stress, how psychological and physiological reactions hamper our physical and psychological health because of stress. You're all aware of. Next slide, please. And you're also aware of stressors. Everyday life is made of many stressors, starting from the moment we wake up. Those who are working would like to reach their workplaces, they hurry up. Those who are married, they worry about their spouses, their children. Those who are unmarried, they are anxious about their would-be fiancé, their would-be spouse, and those who do not want to marry at all are worried about lives they have to lead without a life partner, and without someone who gives them emotional support. So everybody's life is made of stressors and stress. Next slide, please. This topic, it's our mind. Mind and patterns of thinking are role specific, and our behavior is thinking specific. And our lives are made of the consequences of our behavioral patterns. Next slide. Why should we be happy? It is everybody's knowledge. A happy person is healthy. Health is psychosomatic. Everybody's knowledge. Those who are bigotic about bigotic in the sense irrationally supporting something. Those who are bigotic about physical health and the functions of various parts of our body, anatomy, today agree the way we think impacts our physical body, our health. So it is widely agreed and accepted today that health is psychosomatic. It is not mere thinking, it is not mere body. It's made both of that. So a happy person is likely to be healthy. And a healthy person is physically, mentally, and socially strong. WHO, World Health Organization, long ago defined that health is physical, mental, and social well being, and not absence or disease. So, if you are healthy, you are physically strong. If you ask surgeons on the table of operation, they ask the patient, how do you feel? Patients who say that they are psychologically strong, quickly recoup themselves, they gain resilience, and they become healthy again. So physical health also depends upon psychological health, the way we think mentally. According to, I read in Hindu a few months ago, about 18.9% of Indian adolescents are suffering from psychological disorders. And that needs to be authentic. Further research has to confirm that. So mental health is a major bottleneck. I've been associated with adolescents and young people in colleges. Most of them have psychological disorders. They do not know. It's unfortunate that those who suffer from mental disorders are not aware that they have mental problem. They are not aware that they have psychological disorder. Whereas a physical disorder, pain, is clearly manifested. You understand that there is problem. You consult a doctor and get relief. That's not the case with mental disorders, psychological disorders. So a happy person, a healthy person is mentally strong. It's great. It's great. And it's not, it is what we aspire for. It's what we would like to have. And more so, they are socially strong. Socially strong in the sense, even the most introvert, even one who feels that he has nothing to do with the world and he can live happily by himself or herself, one day or the other realize that human beings are gregarious. We live together, we live in societies. Without social living, without social environment, life becomes miserable, disappointing. So why should we be happy? If you're happy, you're healthy. If you're healthy, you're physically, mentally, socially strong. And a happy person is a creative one. A creative one is a resourceful one. We come across multitude of problems in everyday life. We undergo stress when we think we cannot solve them. The problems are beyond our capacity. Whereas when we realize that we are resourceful, we can think, we can find solvents to solutions to problems. If we are resourceful, we can solve those problems. We look at the lock, we forget where we kept the key. A resourceful person is one who has the keys, the solutions to the problems. And it is a happy and creative person who has this mindset that he can find resources to solve his problems. And a resourceful person is a productive one and a successful one because they are constructive in their thought. They are practical in their thought. They try and find suitable solutions. That is how a happy person stands out of the crowd. Next slide, please. Hello? Hello? Yeah, thank you. When we say that health is important and happiness is the offshoot, health is the offshoot of happiness, how healthy is India? Here is the bleak scenario. One in every five urban Indians is obese. One in every five urban Indians suffers from hypertension, with 11.8% prevalence of diabetes. India ranks second in the world. And WHO says about 20% of Indians would suffer from mental diseases by the end of 2022. As I already mentioned, this data I collected in long big on 7th October 2022. A few months ago in Hindu, there was a report on mental health. It is almost close to this figure. And 5.6 crore Indians suffer from depression and 3.8 crore from anxiety disorders. So this is the bleak scenario. Next slide, please. When we understand that mental care, taking care of one's thinking, problems caused by psychological disorders, or a major cause of suffering in India. For anxiety, for depression, for disappointment, for dejection, for disillusionment, one wonderful solution is making that person happy. And there are ways, simple ways, one can come back to his state of happiness if one is willing. And that method is dose. The word dose is the acronym of 4 neurochemicals. Happy hormones, they are known as. D stands for dopamine, O for oxytocin, S for serotonin, and E for endorphins. Sometimes we feel happiness, closeness, and joy. Why? It's because of our brain chemicals. And these are the 4 neurochemicals that our brains can generate. And these neurochemicals, also known as neurotransmitters, keep on sending messages through millions of cells in our body. Next slide, please. Next slide. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. So here is information about dopamine. I hope this is everybody's knowledge. Dopamine is a happy hormone, also known as neurotransmitter in anatomy. And dopamine controls many functions: our behavior, our emotions, our cognition. Sometimes we suffer from lack of proper cognition. We see people suffer from wild fluctuations of emotions. When they are happy, they make loud expressions. When they are sometimes they are disappointed for small reasons. Emotional imbalances and wild fluctuations in behavior. At one moment, they'll be cordial and friendly. At another moment, they keep complaining. They behave rudely. Why these fluctuations happen? It's because of our cognition. I tell you one example how cognition plays uh, different roles in our way of thinking. I hope you know de-addiction centers. Some experts, psychologists, and psychiatrists conduct de-addiction centers. Those who are alcoholics will be explained how dangerous alcohol is. So, in one de-addiction center, one doctor did this experiment. He invited alcoholics and he told them, I'm going to show you an experiment. You, you please pay attention to it and let me know what you understand, he said. He put two glasses, put water in one glass, alcohol in another glass. He and he asked whether the alcoholics are watching. They said, yes, we are watching it. He took two insects, put them in each glass. The one that is in water is happy. The one it is put in alcohol, wriggled and giggled, it died. Then the doctor asked the alcoholics, do you understand? They said, yes. Then the doctor asked, can one of you come and explain what do you understand? And one alcoholic came forward. He said, this doctor is a gate man. He opened our eyes. The experiment is very clear. The message is very clear. Alcohol kills worms. So it kills worms, insects in our stomach. It is good for our health. And you can imagine the poor doctor's state of mind after this reaction. So when the message is very clear, if our cognition is right, not right, we understand things in wrong ways. We misinterpret. Though it is obvious, very clear, the message, we misinterpret, we, we present, we understand in wrong ways. All this happens because of dopamine imbalances. And this dopamine, our brain generates free of cost. How? When we accomplish, we do many things every day. We have our own accomplishments every day. When we feel that we have accomplished, that sense of satisfaction makes our brain generate dopamine. And when we buy a thing, you see, when someone constructs a house or buys an apartment, during housewarming ceremony function, he or she invites friends and relatives. When they say, "Oh, this apartment is wonderful, the interior is good, the kitchen is kind of wonderful," they feel happy. Dopamine is released. So accomplishments, if associated with sense of achievement, is likely to release dopamine. our brains release that. And when we get appreciated for our work, just imagine a client has come to you for treatment. You treated him or her. And at the end of the session, when your client says, "You helped me a lot, I have become a normal human being again. I got out of my psychological disorders. It is because of you." If your client says, your brain releases dopamine. So, appreciation of work. Now we can understand why many housewives are unhappy. They don't get appreciation. Their children take it for granted that mother is there to work like a slave, and they don't get appreciation from their husbands. They take it for granted that wife is there to work for the family. This is nonsense. Even a housewife requires acknowledgement of her service. She needs appreciation to, to make her happy. A, uh, a little bit of appreciation is needed. But we shall remember appreciation is different from flattery. That's what the slide says. When someone does something, when we acknowledge that contribution and appreciate, thank, that generates dopamine. Whereas flattery is different. Flattery is attributing something to someone uh, which is not real. If you say someone, your physique is good, strong, you're athletic, that's a good thing. That's realistic. Whereas if you say you are stronger than Hercules, and when you say to a girl, you are more beautiful than Cleopatra or Samantha or Tamanna, this unrealistic flattery doesn't come under appreciation. So we got to be clear, identifying, distinguishing the difference between appreciation and flattery. Dopamine is released when we appreciate the contributions of people. We are stingy in our everyday life. We don't appreciate people, but we want appreciation from others. Here lies the problem in social relations. When someone comes in new dress, what is there? What do you lose when you say you look good in this new dress? But we don't say, but we expect that. Someone buys, say, a new wristwatch, and that fellow tries to show it to you. Uh, you should see that. Oh, this wristwatch looks nice. Then dopamine is released. When you appreciate people, people are prone to appreciate you in return. And that triggers that causes our brain release dopamine, and that helps us in our proper behavior, in controlling our emotions. And that helps us in exercising emotional intelligence, that helps us in right cognition, understanding things in their right manner. So this is about dopamine, which is the first one in the dose. Next one, please. So this is it. Next one, it's oxytocin. This is also a neurochemical transmitter, and this is called love hormone. It activates feelings of trust attraction between people. When there is trust deficit between people, among people, we will not be able to build compatible teams, successful teams. Therefore, this neurochemical is very much needed for our everyday success in doing things in right ways, in building trust. And how is this oxytocin released? Simple. Hug someone just for a few seconds. That will have a calming effect that gives relaxation. Oxytocin is released when people or pets bond socially, and oxytocin reduces inflation. This is all proven science. Hugging someone just for 20 seconds will release oxytocin. Having feelings of love for someone releases oxytocin. And unfortunately, even the 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 most lovable emotion, that is love, has become a commodity in modern life. So in our everyday life, we need to interact with people. We need to develop bonding. We need to have trustful relationships. This is possible when our brain releases oxytocin. And oxytocin is released when we have that feeling, that emotion. When we hug someone, it is released. It's free of cost. Next one. Here is the third one among the four neurochemicals I'm going to discuss with you today. It's serotonin. And serotonin is released when we benefit others. In our everyday life, without our knowledge or as a part of our duty, we benefit many. I'm a professor, I teach. When I teach mechanically, because it's my duty, though I benefit my students, serotonin I don't get. When I feel that I am benefiting others, when I undergo emotion that I love benefiting others, helping others, my brain releases serotonin. So any professional, most of you are healthcare givers. When you empathize people, when you love them, when heartfully you feel benefiting them, and you are doing a service, not a commercial commodity, counseling. When you make counseling a commercial commodity, the question of serotonin doesn't arise. When you feel you are doing service, you are benefiting someone, you are helping someone come out of their disorders, psychological disorders, when you are helping someone come out of their anxiety, when you're helping, you're benefiting someone for calming them. When that feel, when that emotion, your heart experiences, your brain releases serotonin. And every professional when realizes this, they'll be establishing bonding with their clients, human bonding, and they benefit from this because their brains release serotonin. And the last one, interestingly, most of your serotonin is stored in the intestine, helping our digestive functioning as well. Today, major problem children, adolescents, adults, middle-aged, old-age people suffer from is indigestion. Indigestion has its cause, anxiety, uh, rushing life. When we eat, we don't touch and feel that we are eating something palatable, something tasty. We don't allow our mouth to water. When our mouth waters, it helps our digestive system. And serotonin, amazingly, is stored in our intestine. And that serotonin, our body freely releases when we experience and feel that what we are doing is should benefit others, should help others. This wholehearted feeling can generate serotonin. Next slide, please. And here is the E in the dose. It's endorphin. This is also a brain chemical. This is also a happy hormone, also known as neurotransmitter. And this neurochemical, all these neurochemicals, they transmit, they move from one neuron to through the neuronal clusters all through the body. They communicate. Endorphin is also one among them. This is also a happy chemical. And this is released in our body by our brain in response to pain or stress. When we eat or exercise, our brain produces endorphins. A wholehearted laughter also triggers endorphins. The four main types of physical activity, aerobic, stretching, muscle, and bone stretching, will release endorphin. That is why medical doctors advise physical exercise. Without physical exercise, we suffer from numerous problems. Therefore, exercise. There are many ways. Aerobics. If you're young, if you love music, if you're inspired by music, go for aerobics, go for stretching. And stretching shall be age specific. Children are flexible in their bodies. And so also people who are in the habit of exercising, stretching, their bodily movements are more flexible. Looking at them, if an elderly man tries to put his leg on his head, he is likely to break it. We should not venture such things. Well, exercise not only keeps our physical body fit, though we strain our body, our brain releases endorphin, it keeps us happy. That's why sportsmen enjoy any amount of physical strain when they excel in their sport or game. A cricketer, suppose an opener, He comes to face the first ball of the match. If he is not out, and if his bats takes the middle, or if he takes the ball middle of his bat, keeps hitting, he keeps running between the wickets till the last ball of the match. He doesn't feel fatigued. He doesn't feel hungry. He doesn't feel thirsty. He's not exhausted. Though it is physically strainful, he enjoys that because of endorphin. That is why children, when play, are energetic. They don't feel exhausted or strained because of endorphin. Next slide, please. So there are other ways besides physical exercise. Of course, yoga is an exercise which involves both body as well as mind. And yoga is Indian gift to the world. Excellent practices are there in yoga. Amazing practices. There are people, centurions, healthy and happy because they practice yoga. It is synchronizing body and mind. It is synchronizing body, mind, and heart as well. When these three are synchronized, amazing things happen. Wonderful achievements are possible. Age becomes just number. Facial glow has nothing to do with cosmetics. When the movements of body, mind, and heart are harmonious, they are synchronized, it is visible, perceivable to everyone. So this is another tool. Yoga is also an excellent tool for our brain to release dopamine. So also meditation. And other yogic practices. Next one, please. Next slide, please.
Rajeshwari ma'am, would you please switch the slide?
Is she there?
I'll try from my end, sir. Give me a minute, please.
Right. You might wonder. You say happy hormones are free. In everyday life, we can generate them. It is easy to say that happiness is free and it comes from within. We have real life problems, people say. Well, issues are real, yet we can be happy. Financial problems. Most middle class and families in low income groups suffer very serious problems because of financial constraints. And job security, again, when you do not know whether you swipe your ID card tomorrow or not, when you do not know whether your boss will allow you to work tomorrow or not, it's terrible. It's painful. And of course, health problems also cause worry, anxiety. And most of the youngsters suffer from uncertain future. What their life is going to be, they suffer from it. Family problems will be there. These days, most of the youngsters who get married today get divorced tomorrow because there is no understanding, there is no empathy, there is no patience, there is no tolerance. They expect, they do micromanagement. Both the wife and husband expect the other one to talk the way they want, to behave the way they want, to think the way they want. This is called microprogramming. Most young couples suffer from this deficiency. So family problems are there real, and conflicts in workplaces which are unnecessary, which are the outcome of lack of understanding and lack of maturity, they are real. There are people who don't understand, and the disputes have become very common, very prevalent, and insensitive boss. And you in your workplace, when you say good morning to your boss, and when that boss bro beats you, and when that boss says, you say good morning, no, it's bad morning for you. So insensitive bosses are there, not if not everywhere, somewhere they are there. All these are real problems. When child in the family needs medical care, and if you cannot financially afford that, it's distressing, it's painful. So all these issues, and there are many more issues. It would be a long list when we go on mentioning the real life problems. World is made of so many real life problems. They are real. It doesn't mean we cannot be happy. That's what we need to realize and understand. That's what we need to drive at. In spite of serious problems, real problems, we can be happy and we can make others happy. There are ways. And that's what we need to realize, believe, trust. Next one. Next slide. So, in spite of real problems, one can be happy. I found this mother's photograph, and I thought of sharing it. Look at her. Uh, how much pain she might have undergone in her life. How much agony she might have undergone. How many failures she might have faced. How many financial problems she might have faced. How many family problems she might have faced. Insult, humiliation, defeat, failures, ill health. Name a problem, physical or psychological, she might have undergone. Yet she is happy. You can see, you can read from her face. Her smile is not artificial. It is not on the surface. Her smile comes from her heart. It is because happiness comes from within. By default, we can be happy. We can choose to be happy and be happy. So, everyday life challenges us. It puts us to insecurity. It puts us to anxiety, stress. At the same time, we can generate the happy hormones. Enjoy your small or big achievements, give and get appreciation, get dopamine. It's possible. You can do that. When you meet someone, say his dress is good, say his achievement is perceivable, appreciate, you get dopamine. We can love people, hug, get oxytocin. Hug a child, hug an infant, hug anybody you love. I don't mean you should go onto the street and hug someone who you do not know. I mean people who are close to us, close to our heart. Hug them. Feel how relaxing it is, how soothing it is, how wonderful it is. All your anxiety, stress, worries will be gone when you hug, when you put an infant or child close to your heart and hug. That's why many people in the West uh, uh, have pets because their children are away. It's free. And as a professional, as a human being, we can benefit others in everyday life. It need not essentially be financial help. We can help benefit people in our own ways, and we can do that, and we can get serotonin. It is very simple. We should do it. We can do it. We can exercise, laugh, and get endorphins, and we can be happy. I mean to say, problems are real. At the same time, we can we can be happy, lead happy life by generating these neurotransmitters or happy hormones. Next one, please. Next slide, please. Well, uh, you know, who was that who invented Apple phone? Steve Jobs. Uh, on his deathbed, he made a statement. I'll give away my entire property, give me my health. So, living a happy life is more important than living a wealthy life, than living a successful life, than living a life of power. And who is healthy after all? Who is wealthy? At one place I read a wealthy person is one who has a 100 rupees more income than his wife's sister's husband. If your wife's sister's husband earns 20,000 rupees a month, and if you earn 20,100 a month, you're wealthier. Here, these are all relative. All other things are relative. Whereas happiness cannot be quantified. You cannot say you have only 3 kgs of happiness and I have 5 kgs. It is abstract. And it comes from within. In spite of external environment, in spite of external triggers, by default, we can be happy. So we can be happy if we learn forgiving others, if we greet people, and if we enjoy greeting people, whether they respond or not, we can be happy. Next slide, please. Well, with one experience, I close this session. I live in an apartment. We live in the fifth floor. Once I got into the lift and it started going down. In the fourth floor, it stopped. A mother and approximately 2-year-old son entered the lift. I touched his head. That boy was very chubby. I I felt happy about seeing him. I touched his head and said, "Good morning." He looked up at me and said, "Donna pota." His mother was very much worried. "I tell uncle sorry," she said. Meanwhile, lift was going down. The boy looked at his mother and said, with a smiling face, "Donna pota." Meanwhile, lift came down. When the lift door is opened, another gentleman was waiting to get into the lift. This boy looked at that gentleman and said, "Donna pota." That man was angry. What nonsense are you talking, he said. And the boy's mother also was very much worried. She was trying to control the boy. She was pestering her boy to apologize. Then I told that gentleman, well, wait, this boy doesn't know what really Donnapotu is. He doesn't mean you are Donnapotu. He doesn't mean I am Donnapotu. He heard that word from either his mother or father just now. And he is just practicing that. And he said that when I said this, situation became very light. There are no harsh feelings. No, even her mother, she also got relieved because we understood the point. So this is how at one moment what could be a charged atmosphere, highly depressing and aggressive atmosphere can be cooled down if we empathize, if we have patience. And we can empathize, we can have patience, we can have compassion. These are all offshoots of happiness. And that happiness is a choice. That happiness comes from within. It doesn't lie outside. There is no point in complaining, I am not happy because I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have this. Irrespective of not having anything, one can be happy because it's a feeling, it's an emotion, it's not made of material, and it has no external triggers. So this is what I would like to share with you about the concept of happiness.